Hello and welcome to Kojo's Trick Lab. Today we're going to be learning scoop flash kick. It looks pretty hard, doesn't it? Wrong. Anyone who's learnt this move this way, you'll know it's easy as hell. You're not going to struggle with it. As long as you have the prerequisites, which are scooped and a tricker aerial, then you're gonna be fine. Now I've got plenty of tutorials on how to get a tricker aerial, so check them out if you don't already have it. And if you don't already have scoop, we're gonna go over that right now in 30 seconds. This is assuming you can't wheel to the left. If you can't wheel to the right, then you wanna do everything on the other side. Start the timer, let's go. Start by coming into a lunge on your left knee with your right foot out to the side. Plant your left palm flat on the ground. Make sure there's a good amount of space between your right foot and your left hand. To start with, get used to bringing your left leg through the gap. For step 2, land on your left foot and step over onto your right. For step 3, you're going to do the same thing, but jump off your right foot onto your left. Push harder off your right leg and your left hand, add a bit of speed, and you got yourself a scoop. So now you should have yourself a scoop. It really wasn't that hard, was it? The first step towards scoop flash is just the standing flash. But we're not going to do a real flash, because maybe you can't backflip, maybe you don't have that much power, you're not that experienced. Doesn't matter. I'm going to teach you the easiest way to flash kick. The first step for this is a scoop to a two-footed aerial. So we'll go through that real slow. Do your scoop. When your right foot touches the ground, you're going to look over your shoulder, spot the floor all the way through, and try and jump off 2 feet into an aerial. Now it's really important you go off 2 feet. You don't want to be going like that into it. You can just practice this by standing on both feet, looking over your left shoulder, jumping, and landing on your right leg. Do quite a few of them to get comfortable with it, because that's essentially a flash kick. Really easy version of a flash kick. Looking over your shoulder, pull your arms across, and if we do that out of a scoop, it will look something like this. So it's really easy. You can learn this on grass, you can learn it anywhere, because you're not going to be doing a flip, so there's not too much risk of you falling on your side or head. Once you're comfortable doing that, start to add a little bit more speed into it. So you want to do your scoop as fast as possible. As that right foot touches, push it into the ground. At the same time your right foot touches the ground, pull your arms across into your chest. So you like that into it. And it will start to look a lot more like a flash kick. Once you've done this a load of times, and you're doing it every time, it's looking like a flash kick kinda, somewhere in between an aerial and a flash kick anyway, then the only thing to change is when that right foot touches out of your scoop, instead of looking over your shoulder at that spot, you're just going to look straight over your head. Now there's going to be a tiny blind spot as you're taking off, but pretty much as soon as you leave the ground, you're going to be able to see the same spot you were looking at before. So it's really not much harder. If you've worked on the stage before enough, then you should be able to just go for this and get it easily. Once you start doing that, you'll notice you get a lot more height as well, as you're not forcing yourself down, you can actually allow yourself to go up. Now to make your scoop flash better, when you take off, as that right foot touches, pull your arms straight into your chest and push your hips forwards. So you're creating a nice arch in your back as you take off. And you'll want to bend your left leg, keep your right leg as straight as you can. If you want to make it really nice, try and point your toes, and you've got yourself a scoop flash. I really hope you enjoyed that tutorial. Hopefully it was helpful for you. Make sure you check back next week for another trick tutorial. And if you're not already a member of Kojo's Trick Lab, then let me just tell you a little bit about it. Kojo's Trick Lab is far more than just me teaching you stuff. It has over 300 videos from over 40 of the world's best trickers. We get a weekly video from Michael Guthrie, this guy. So if you're an absolute beginner and you've never done any flips, or you're at a very basic level, we've got a 10-step beginners program that's going to teach you all the basics of tricking in a way where you don't need a gym, you don't need a crash mat, don't need a spotter, you can teach it all to yourself. If you're more experienced in tricking, you're going to benefit just as much because our tutorials go all the way up to some of the hardest tricks in tricking. We have a tutorial on triple B-twist. The site's full of useful information that's gonna help you progress in your tricking. We got a load of stretching and mobility routines. We've got hours of mindset talks from the best trickers in the world, teaching you how to get over fear, how to approach your training as a whole, how to push through all those mental barriers that you need to push through to get really good. We've also got hours of discussion videos from the best trickers in the world, just talking about different interesting tricking topics. And what's probably the best part about being a member, you get to decide what videos we make. Most of our videos have been requested by our members. If you really want a video, you can just post in the members group and we'll do our best to get it. To browse our video library and to see if it's really worth it, check the link below, have a look, you won't be disappointed. If you're not already, follow us on Instagram. If you have any questions about this trick or anything else, just drop us a message and we'll do our best to get back to you.